let's talk about how we use technology as a reinforcer for our kids, because for a lot of us, that is the number one thing that our kids want to get is technology, and more technology time, more screen time, as we refer to it.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is that, like I've worked with kids where you have them on maybe a token system or something, and after they, engage in correct responses or positive behaviors, they earn the tokens, and then, contingent on a certain amount, then they get access to screen time. And it can be anything from, just watching a YouTube video, which is not educational, to totally educational. So that's the coolest part about it, is that their reinforcement time can also be something where they're learning something.
Yes.
And they don't even realize it. So now we're really optimizing every minute that we're with our kids. And also, I've been finding that there's certain things we want to teach where we could make our own materials and everything and make picture cards and do this and that, but now they have ones where you can drag and drop, like reading programs where there's pictures and then a word and then you drag and drop, whereas before you would have had a kid match that on a table, and that's a lot of work to create. And what's interesting is that on the table, the kids are bored, they kind of don't want to pay attention, but as soon as it's on a screen for whatever reason, this is now fun.
Yeah. And I keep coming back to see, touch, learn, because wait until you see, because you can customize a lesson, you can make your own flashcards, and you can borrow things from other people in the community that have already made stimuli that you can put into your program, so that you can save yourself a whole lot of time doing things like that and create a program that's specific to your child using all the stimuli. I gotta say,
I can't wait to see this, because I might actually have some clients it would be good for.
There you go. So in any case, but I want to say that I used to be a teacher, and on occasion I was a good teacher because I thought ahead. And I want to say that I thought ahead to this show because our jargon for the last 3 shows has been deprivation, satiation, and perseveration. So can you guess, Dr. Najdowski, why I would put these 3 things together before we had a show where we talked about technology and kids?
Just tell me.
Because I think that it's so hard for parents that we don't understand how much screen time is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like we want to use it as a reinforcer, and we don't really understand we understand on paper deprivation and satiation when somebody explains it to us, and we understand what perseveration is when somebody explains it, but we don't understand how we as parents can use technology as a reinforcer and get it to a state where we aren't depriving them too much, don't get them to the point of satiation, and don't create a state in which we all find ourselves in at some point where they're perseverating on it. So help us out. How can we find that happy mix with technology? What's your advice?
I would just be careful with what they're doing with the technology. That's kind of how I look at it. And that they have a well-rounded life and maybe can do some other things too. So if that's the only thing they like and that's all they ever want to do, I would be concerned, and I would be trying to get them interested in other things. Different hobbies or activities to get them active. They need to be moving their bodies and stuff too, not just sitting still all the time.
But if they're using the technology with really good quality educational tools, is it okay for them to have a little bit more time doing it?
I mean, I would say yes. If I was a parent and I had a goal that my child, I really needed them to learn a certain thing and they're going to learn it through that avenue, I would go for it for sure.
Okay.